And we are live.
What it do? What it do? It is, of course, another Monday. And you're rolling with your boy Sixxcess and Jezebel the Truth. What up, Jezebel?
Nothing much success. What's going on?
Young, young, white people are cutting up.
Oh
Young. Let me
my gosh.
tell you, let me tell you, let me set the mood for all of my viewers today. How y'all doing on this Monday, first of all? This was a epic week, okay? We got a chance to see white people cut up. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know if the president was trying to call us niggas or not, but he definitely insinuated it. What I like to see was how the government laid down and let white people tear up shit. I got to thinking maybe that was a
I
cheap
did.
renovation. Maybe it was a cheap demo. You know? Maybe it was one of those situations. They said there was friends on Facebook who said to me or to Facebook, and I say when I'm your friend on Facebook, you're signing to me because it's us that you're talking to.
hmm
They said it was a staged production.
That's what I heard. That's
Now,
exactly the same thing I heard.
they said that all of those white people were paid to play along.
Now, there's a video, not to cut you off, but there's a video I saw of them actually going inside and Capitol Police standing aside as they're marching down the hallways. And I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. Like, you mean to tell me the police literally stepped aside for them to walk through? Like, this is
Well,
so unrealistic.
even step aside and get stepped on, right? Did you want to look like one of those cartoons where everybody they fled after the whole mob then walked over their ass?
But they weren't, the thing that got me is that they weren't even like being defensive. Like, they were just like, I mean, like it was a tour. You know how when you go on a
It
field
did.
trip and
Didn't it
you're
feel like a
touring?
field trip? Didn't it
Yeah.
feel like one of those field trips when we would be in like grade school somewhere and we would have to hold hands, stay in single file, and as we got escorted through. It felt
Mm-hmm.
like they had went to. It reminded me of the time when my church took us to Hershey's Park, right? And we got to go through Hershey's Park, and there was this one little thing called the Hershey Tour. And we said,
Uh-huh.
"Ooh, mommy, can we take the Hershey's Tour?" And we all ran to the door, trying to be first in line, right? And they walked in, and as we walked through, we all got to take a little piece of chocolate. We all got to take some chocolate, and we all got to eat some stuff. And that's how it felt. I was watching a field trip at the Capitol that was offensive to me. It was great in the beginning when I seen them. Listen, when the headlines in my head was white people are cutting up and fucking up the whole goddamn Capitol, I was like, wow, this is great stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is good
But wait a minute, wait a
TV
minute. Why is it great stuff? Like,
because the stigma.
of us
Because
being animals and us being
yeah, I mean, look,
aggressive and
just
us tearing
every
up shit? Is that
yeah,
the stigma you're talking about?
yeah,
Oh, okay. That's what.
and it furthermore gave theory to my thesis that 2020 was the global reset. The global reset. I mean, I don't want to say black people, we are on top right now. I don't want to say that, but we getting pretty close. We getting pretty close. We still
Mm-hmm.
may be getting beat by, we're going to be getting beat until we learn things. But let me tell you something. We tipped the iceberg. We tipped the iceberg Wednesday. You know what I'm saying?
Can we talk about how conditioned we are, though? Like, this is one of the things that bothered me.
Now, is it
There
black
were a
people?
couple of black officers there, and rather than defend themselves at that moment, as if the shoes was on the other foot, They chose to run or just let happen. And it's like, damn, we'd rather risk our own lives than to defend ourselves against Caucasian people, which is fucked up. That's one of the things I was like, damn, we're so conditioned that a white person could be coming, charging at you. You have a weapon, you're licensed to shoot, but you would rather just step aside. You understand? Whereas if the shoes was on the other foot, and this is another thing, because this really bothered me.
Go ahead.
If it was any race outside of the Caucasian race or the white people, whatever you want to call them, if it was a group of Arabs, if it was a group of Chinese or Japanese people, if it was a group of just Black Africans running in there, Caribbean people, y'all all would have got shot. So this is not just a black on white thing. It's really about white supremacy overall. I see a lot of races not paying attention as if to say, oh no, that's a black problem. But let's just keep it real here. If it was one of you guys too, the shoes would have been the same as if you look like one of us. Sorry.
The sad thing is, that's exactly what I posted on my Facebook Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we can't listen. We can't argue the facts anymore. You know what I'm saying? We can't fight against the realities that are right in front of our face anymore. You feel me? Like, at first, the argument was no. It's not because they're black. We do this to anybody that's riding. No, it's not because they're Mexican. We treat or what is it, Arabs, because we treat all terrorists like this. You know what I'm saying? But now we got a chance to see that America does not treat all people the same. And I believe I said to somebody that if those were black people, if those were like with the people that look like bombers and shit like that, we would have saw turret guns, we would have saw ray guns and all types of weapons that they got down in the Capitol being used and activated. We would have saw the army marching down the street, you know. But what's more interesting is this: white people that were down there, family and friends, started ratting them out.
Hold on, say that again.
White people that were down there, their family and friends started ratting them out. Started turning them in to the FBI. Half of them put on, they put on a no-fly list. A lot of things. Arrested. They've been charged, but they haven't been. They ain't go to jail or nothing yet.
Ain't nothing gonna happen to them. This is all for publicity, and I want to say it's unfair, but I mean it's in plain sight. We saw it. We're seeing it every day, and sometimes I get irritated when it's so much exploitation on police brutality. Right? I'm like, dang, today again. Dang, can I watch TV in peace? Yep. But at the same time, I do appreciate how it's highlighting, certain things that's going on. George Floyd caught my attention because that was the first time, I think for me, it was just in plain sight. Like, I was like, dang, I know they're killing us, but goddamn, with no regard. And now, us watching this event happen at the U.S. Capitol, whereas if any other rioters of any other race were there, it would have turned out completely different. So
now, this is what's funny, because there were a few black people down there, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the most interesting part about those black people down there? Black people are protected by the white shield when they're acting a fool with white people.
Now, what do you mean by that?
It's just like the days of old Hoppo and old Mr. Sam in the daggone goddamn house, in the big house. They cutting up out there, boss. They showing off, boss. He got to eat good food and shit. He was getting fat. Got a good outfit. He had a nice little suit, nice little hat. You know what I'm saying? And That's what all of those black people reminded me of that were rioting with those white people down there. They reminded me of the, hey, boss, it's a good day, boss. Everything's great, boss.
All
They cutting up
right.
out there.
So on that note, right, I've been seeing a lot of posts lately where people are white, let's just say that's Trump people, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of black people posting this. And to me, I thought it was a topic of discussion because it's like, all right, right now, right? We know that all white people aren't bad. Do we really need people putting capes on right now to defend them? And another point that I had when I was speaking with somebody on this topic is there are a lot of black Trump supporters too.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? But what did we see?
Yes. And
Okay,
that's what's crazy because everyone knows I'm a Trump supporter. I didn't vote for Trump, but I didn't vote for anyone. Now, I don't support what Trump did though. Like
right?
and that changes the game of anything. But like I had to explain to one of my friends, they was like, you support Trump and you support this and that, blah blah blah. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
well, when Obama was president, I supported Obama. I didn't vote for him either. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I just whoever the president is, they won that position. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit what they say or do. It don't mean a goddamn thing to me. You know, the sad thing is I look at the whole situation now like we fighting real live racism every day.
Mm-hmm.
And now the fight for racism has gotten more louder because it's every camera is on right now, right? But the
Mm-hmm.
reality is, yes, true Republicans were originally
That's
black.
what the guy told me. He was like, I should have known you was a Republican. I said, I been told your ass. He was
Yeah,
like,
look,
he
it's definitely
was
like it's crazy, right? Because I'm not a blood everyone, but I'm team red. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Like everything red, I've always been more on that side. And the sad thing is, I'm usually more color motivated. So when you ask me, it's like, oh yeah, the red one. I don't even know. Yeah, the red one, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If red isn't an option, the black one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it really doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it wasn't about Trump winning the presidency. It wasn't about none of that. Like I told everyone when he first won the presidency, this is a time in America. This is a time where now is letting you know no matter what you did in your past, no matter who you are, anything that you want to do is capable. No matter
Right.
how uncredible, no matter how unprepared or how professional you are in that field, you can
Mm-hmm.
go in there and if you put your mind to it, you can take it over. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that was all we could take from a man like Trump. He said he wanted to be the president. He did it. All right, he's a businessman. Game over. But now we back to reality. Now we have a real president named Bernie Sanders. Donald Trump has been banned from
Bernie
every
Sanders, Joe Biden.
whatever his name is. I don't give a damn.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
there you
wait,
go.
when did Bernie
But
win?
yeah, Joe Biden, that's his name, right?
They
But
both old as fuck.
yeah, they both old as shit. But now we got a real presidential candidate in. You know what I'm saying? And Donald Trump has been banned from all social media websites. Do you like? Do you know how fucking crazy that is to be banned from every single social
I mean,
media?
and the fact that the people are banning the actual president from the sites is, I mean, well, they said it. They
Ex
said what he
president,
did was an act of terrorism. He
former
routed the
former
people up.
president.
He's
You hear
still
me?
president
You
until the
know, look.
20th.
The crazy part is someone was telling me that that's why they're trying to impeach him now. But the crazy
He's been
thing is
impeached and he's
that
still there.
this is hilarious. Like this is super hilarious because he's about to he's about to like they probably been wanting to ban him for 4 years, but been afraid of what the president could do to their social media site. He probably could have banned them as the president, but now he can do nothing. He's just a rich white guy.
I don't care. You know what? He needed this break anyway. Let them go ahead and let's see how good the next 4 years is about to be. I'm not saying that they're going to be any worse than what it has been. I'm not saying that they're not going to be better. I really don't care.
Yeah,
Honestly,
we
at
got
this
plans
point, I really
already.
don't care. Like, I'm to
Literally,
a point now.
as long as they don't make some law and some new rules that's saying black people can't be who they want to be and all this shit, then we got standing with the pitchforks and shit. But half of them laws, I don't know what they've been talking about. You was banned. They banned you for 7 months. Oh, Facebook jail is serious, man. Facebook jail is
I keep
serious.
seeing people in there, but you know what? I'm not even on there enough.
You
And then
ever?
I'm not very as boisterous like on social media because my views, I'm telling you, will get me stoned to death. So I just keep my shit to myself.
What's amazing is I say whatever I want on Facebook. I've never been in Facebook jail. Knock on wood. I've never
I
been in.
mean, but you really gotta be like, oh, they're the devil, they're the enemy.
Now,
Like
like
we gotta go against them. I think then they'll be like, okay, calm down.
one of my
Facebook jail.
Facebook friends said he got put in Facebook jail for telling someone STFU.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the
Yep.
fuck up.
Yeah, he put STFU and got banned from Facebook. Now, Facebook gives you a little warning that says, "Hey, you might not want to say this. This is bad, or this isn't a fact. You might want to fact check this before you post it."
Well, I still want to know, how do you feel about people putting a cape on like at a time like this? Like, I understand that this is not a
Like, to be quite
white against
honest,
black
to
war, but do you
who
feel like they need any of any more people defending and telling us how good that they are when we already know that all white people are not bad?
now are we talking about black people defending them?
Yes.
Um, those
Because
listen to
understand that you can have a group full of white friends, right? And with
yep.
all this stuff that's going on now, I feel like some black people feel obligated to put on their social media or
Nope.
obligated to make their white friends feel comfortable
And
in a
I feel like
space
that's
now.
inappropriate. I feel like that's inappropriate. For one, I told one of my I have some white friends on my Facebook, right? And they said that they wanted to put that argument out there, like we're all not bad, and blah blah blah. And like I told them, I'm like, listen, I don't care. You're telling the wrong person. You trying to convince a black person that you're not bad means nothing. A black person trying to convince a black person that they're not bad means nothing, because at the end of the day, like I said at the beginning of the times, there was always somebody in the house like, "Hey, boss, yeah, boss." So if you got another another mouthpiece black person, congratulations. But let me tell you who matters. The white people that want to be heroes and want to step up, you have to be your own hero. You have to step up and say, "I'm not with the shits." And hopefully it trickles down. We're in a world now where, like I said, nothing is off limits. So there ain't no more closet racists no more. We know who racist and who not. The problem is, shit, that's what still happens on fucking Christmas and all the motherfucking Christmas parties and New Year's Eve. They all still party together and laugh and chuckle. They
And
don't cut their white racist friend off. They don't.
another thing is, like, I don't believe that, all of any race is bad because I've been treated worse by Latinos than white people in my life. I've been treated worse by Ethiopians than white people.
Well,
I've been
that's
treated worse
exposure.
by Africans than
But
white people in my entire life.
yeah, but that's
So
exposure though.
my only thing with that was I was just at a point where I was like, okay, look, we know everybody's not bad, but right now it's too sensitive for you to be putting on a backpack
Right.
and pay for other people. And then I also encourage people to just imagine, like, when you're in a workplace with people, there's certain vibes that you're getting. Imagine if that person was to see you at night on the street, would they treat you the same way? That's just my whole thing.
Now, like, and you know what's crazy? Because you 100% right. And me, I have like a people scale, right? So it's like this. This is how it works. I meet a black person. That black person wrongs me. I'm like, man, fuck all these niggas. You know what I'm saying? I meet another black person and he's cool as hell. I'm like, oh, niggas is cool. Right?
Yeah.
Same thing with a white person. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't be like, oh, all of them. It just always sways based on who I meet. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I'm not about to be like Michael or Dan or Ramon. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Come
if
on.
one of y'all do something to me, I'm putting y'all all together. You know? And the thing about it is,
That's fucked up because
it
that's
is.
what other races do to us, and
So
that's not
what? Listen,
fair.
the thing about it is, that's what I always tell everybody, young. We're not in the, like you said, we ain't in the world where we can put on capes no more. You know what the world is now, Jazz?
What?
It's put on jerseys and play along. Pick a team and start playing ball. Because guess what? Everyone else has a team and everyone else is playing ball. So while you're talking about putting on the cape and you want to fly around and try to say the world, I want to put on a jersey and I want to try to score as many points as I can so that when I go, I can be a damn legend. That's what I'm going to focus on. Amen.
Amen.
Look,
Nah, no bullshit though. This racial tension right now, it's like really. I mean, it's hitting its head.
it's crazy because I remember I feel like all right, my grandparents were really heavy on what are you doing with the like really heavy on paying attention to the race divide, right? My
Mhm.
parents not so much. If I feel like history skips a generation and then it repeats itself, it's like okay, bam. Now we're our parents, so it skipped two generations to where now we're grown, and now it's
Mhm.
starting to show itself again in the way that our grandparents saw it, where it's like, oh shit, like you see this white cop coming down the street, you got a job like your heart start pounding a little bit, even if you all the way legit. You can have your license, you can have your insurance, your registration, and you still panic when you get into an interaction with a
I
cop.
think that's only happened to me once, and I think that was because I was intoxicated. I was heavily intoxicated, and I was like, it's never happened to me before. Because you know what I usually get when I get pulled over, it's usually about one of us, and they give me the hardest time. So I think this is the second time I was pulled over by a white officer, and I was drunk as hell, and like I don't know what Black Lives Matter kicked into my head, and I was like. I'm sorry, I don't know what I was doing. I was like,
Yo,
here's my license, like,
yo,
like my best friend was in the car with me, and it was really funny because like after that, the next day I woke up and I was like, damn, young, like you was scared as shit. You've never been scared before, like, but because
yo.
of what's going on now, and I'm not really combative too. So when I get pulled over, usually I'm not combative. Unless it's one of us that's being an asshole, then I'll be like, But like I said, I don't know. With
Yeah,
all
like
that's going on, it keeps you on edge.
honestly, I have been pulled over a lot of times, and most of the times I've been pulled over, I was smoking and or my car reeked of weed, right? So I have a lot of like searches and shit like that. So now I had to train myself, especially when, as of like 2018, I had to train myself like you don't go for your ID. You already know your car smell like weed. They're gonna try to say that, so boom. You know what I'm saying? You already know it's gonna be a search coming because they want to make sure it ain't a bunch of pounds. Boom. These are the things that I understand as rights, and the title and the word fine means a whole lot. A lot of people don't understand, right? And y'all don't go out there getting tickets because Sixxcess said fine what I'm about to say. But to me, when they said you have this fine that you have to pay, and I paid that fine, and they told me everything was okay, I was like, oh, so it's fine if I pay the fine, you know? So I
I
always let
came
the
with
cops.
you.
Now every time I get pulled over, I be like, I got a little J. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got my ID on me. You can take me out the car if you want to search. It's all cool. You feel me? I know I ain't got no guns or shit on me, and I maybe got a little couple of weed. They ain't gonna find it. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no
Mhm.
big deal. So we sit there cooling, and hey, the police, they always got to search it and say, your ID right here, sir. I say, yeah, I knew it was in my pocket, but I'd rather you find it because if I'd have reached, you'd have shot me.
Oh, but you
Look.
know what? That's so fucked up. That is so fucked up. That
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? That you even a black man even have to feel that way. You know what I'm saying?
It
Like I
is.
don't have no sons or no kids, but
But
the
you got to
fact that
teach
my
them if you
friends
did.
have to teach their kids now, like, hey, you know, like it's fucked up because nobody
Mm-hmm.
else have to do that shit, but Spanish people.
Yeah.
Because we keep forgetting that like us, they get treated like that too. They get shot down and killed too. They get treated like animals just as well. Not defending them, but I'm just saying, like we have to teach our sons. It's the same thing in the Latino community. Like they treat them just like us. But for some reason, they think they're better. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Nah, it is crazy because, like I said, it's white against everyone
Everybody.
else.
Like everybody.
You
That's
know,
funny.
and you got a few white people that want to get into the fight, but until they start knocking out other white people on the
Mhm.
front line, because look at even back in the day with the railroad, with the underground railroad, whatever, right?
Mhm.
Even when the fuckers came busting in the house, like, yo, you had the niggas in here? You know what I'm saying? They was like, hell no, we ain't had no niggas. You know what I'm saying? They never was like, we helping niggas escape. And what? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
get out of here. Leave. This ain't your place. This ain't your business. Nothing.
Mhm.
They put up no fight. They played along. Even though even though it was to push along the edge, they still let the white people that were racist give the idea or feel like it was okay. There was no white people standing up against it. And it's still today. There ain't nobody stepping up in the right places. And for real, there's a lot of wool pulled over eyes. And what's crazy is we could talk forever about the divide because look at look at look at even in the music industry. You know what I'm saying? Eminem. He real life gets this title because he's white. You know? And it's like, all right, look at acting. I mean, I don't think that Will Smith probably don't make as much as Leonardo DiCaprio, Jamie Foxx and them. They probably don't make as much as Leonardo DiCaprio.
Probably don't even make as much as Denzel. I mean, does he make as much as Denzel? I would
Probably
put
more.
Denzel up against somebody else. I
Yeah,
don't know
but
because I thought Denzel was the highest paid. No, the what's his name? The Rock is now.
look, that's pretty interesting though, because that WWE money is different. But even in WWE, they don't let them black wrestlers be the champion too long.
Is he black though?
Nah, he's
He's
Samoan.
Samoan. I know he's Samoan, but like we generally, if we look at it, he one of us. You know what I'm saying? They look at him as he's one of them.
Yeah,
So
but the white people look at him like this nigga is entertaining. Whew.
exactly,
So
exactly,
he's entertaining. He can sell.
Mhm.
And
Exactly.
that's how it is for all us black people. Like as long as we marketable, as long as we look the part, as long as we can sell, we're gonna be protected.
I want to talk about Clubhouse.
So look, let me tell you one
And
thing
you
about.
already told me that you don't really like it
All
that
right.
much.
So
So
this week I went and I room hopped, like you said.
okay. Mm-hmm.
It started okay. So it
But
started off great. I was
mhm.
listening to rappers in their rap, and I was listening to A&Rs in their cat, and I was like, wow, this is pretty interesting, right?
Mhm.
So then I started the next day. Well, actually, the first day, let me tell y'all, I stayed on it all day, listening to artists play music and stuff like that. And I realized something there. I was like, this is pretty interesting. This is pretty cool, whatever. So then the next day, I got on and I tried something different besides listening to artists rap. I tried to go into some of the like businessman forums and talk about business and things like that.
Mhm.
Then on Saturday, I went into this room that was titled 49ers and Seahawks. I'm sorry, Rams and Seahawks. So I thought that they were in there talking about the game. No one was in there talking about the game. Everyone was in there talking about anything. So I made a few friends. We were talking, ha ha ha, blah 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 blah. So then here comes Sunday. I say, let me hop on Clubhouse and see what's happening.
I ain't been on all weekend, but go ahead.
I wanted to give it a fair week. You know, I wanted to give it a fair week so I can get fair analogy. The DistroKid guy, owner, founder of DistroKid.
Oh, you was in Tay group.
Man, I think he was in there snorting coke.
Cause she was like, tune in today. We're gonna have the owner of DistroKid in there. But I missed it. I didn't see her post till today.
Well, guess
So
what?
what happened in that group?
I got out of there because it sounded like he was in that joint huffing and sneezing and snorting all over the place. I couldn't listen to a man snort after every 5 seconds. I was like, what the fuck is this kid on here doing? What the hell is this? It's like, I'm like, oh.
Maybe he has bad allergies.
I said, whatever the fuck he got or doing over there sounds illegal. I'm leaving. So then I walked into this room called I Teach Publishing.
How was that? Oh, not the deep sip though. Woo-wee.
I walked in on this lady, and she had a nice little stage of artists. And they were all sitting there. Look, I imagine everyone in Clubhouse is sitting Indian style, looking at someone in the front of the class with a book, right? And or with a group of people, whoever all got the green bean, they all up front, and everyone is Indian style watching them with like a little cap on their head, like duh. You know what I'm saying? Tuned in, zoned in, right? So I come in on the butt end of a statement that she was making, and she was really, 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 really high strung when she was making this statement. And she said these words: artists, you absolutely cannot and will not be paid if you don't have a publisher. You will never see royalties a day in your life. And I heard one artist say, okay. Another artist say, true, I get that. And then I said, I hit the raise my hand button. I'm smashing it down, you know what I'm saying? So now she brings me to the stage, and I'm like, oh. Ooh. I say, excuse me, when you said artists won't make any money unless they're with a publisher, that's just simply not true. She said, that is true. I said, no, that's not true, ma'am. I said, I don't know what you mean, but if an artist is a writer and they have their writer side and they're registering their shows and they're putting the numbers on their events and putting the numbers on their songs that they're dropping in YouTube and Spotify and Apple and Tidal and everything, you know, blah, blah, blah. They're going to get paid on their writer side, man, if they're registering their songs. Well, I hadn't gotten to that part yet. I was going to get to that. I said, oh, I was confused because you said that you will not get paid.
Did they kick you out of the group?
No, she didn't kick me out of the group because I initially said to her, I mean, I was just speaking facts. I was like, no, you gotta say that because I was definitely getting paid my royalties as just a writer. Now, I could understand if you said you don't get paid as much, because that would make the argument true. She said I didn't get to that part yet. I was going to tell them that part. Now,
no, you were.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. No, she was not. She was not going to tell those artists that.
Why? Because she was directing traffic to her page or something?
Listen, she's in there. First of all, she's talking about something. I'm the reason that this song is big, and they didn't know. She said she made the rum and song or whatever, rum song and coke song or whatever. I don't know. Rum and coke, a reggae song or whatever, right? She said she's the reason behind that song, and they were just a couple of guys, in the neighborhood. And until she told them about publishing their music, they was doing nothing. And I said to her, I said, well, that may be true, man, but you do know the publisher is only the one that can sell the music. I want all you artists out there to hear me out loud and clear. A publisher can't do shit without the writer side. And I mean nothing. Let's just say, for instance, guys, let's play a theory. You have all your songs and you have none of them registered. You had, let's say you joined ASCAP, you joined BMI, and you have not registered not one of your songs. You haven't registered not one of your shows. You haven't done anything. Guess what? You are not going to get paid for nothing. And even if you go out there and say, let me sign with this publisher. Let me join this publisher today. Guess what's going to happen to that publisher? He going to join the bandwagon of not making no money. Because guess what you as the writer are not doing? Providing them something that they can make money off of for you. Now, what people don't understand is publishers don't got nothing to do with the music. They got a lot to do with how you able to sell your music and what avenues collect your money. You know what I'm saying? Like these PROs and all these other services that pay into your royalties, pay for all you artists to get paid. Y'all have to understand one thing. Y'all can control 100% of your music. A lot of y'all control 0% because you're not doing the right thing by just registering it with your BMI or your ASCAP. You know what I'm saying? But you can at least own 50% of your music. If you were BMI, it's 100% of your music. Well, it's 200% of your music because on your publishing side, they get another 200%. But that's another story for another day. I'll explain to y'all why it's 200% versus 100%. But another story, another day. But long story short, if you are a writer with any of these companies, a lot of y'all are making the biggest mistake. And why y'all not making no money off y'all joints? Because you're not registering your music. And it's easy to register your music on all of your sites. You just go and you hit that register work button and you register your work. You follow the process like filling out a job application, or in your case, as an artist, it's filling out your timesheets. It's letting them know, hey, I did this project, check.
I work today.
I work today. That's your on stage for ASCAP and BMI live section. That's when you tell them, look, I did this show. I did this show. And if you on my show here, you go tell them I was on this show. And if you on your Instagram, you gotta tell them I'm on my Instagram, I'm live. You know, so you gotta fill these things out. Because at the end of every quarter, they tallying up all the work that you do, boop, 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 boop. And they say, all right, bam, that's his check. And now you're waiting for your check. And if you put in enough work, you can be seeing a couple thousand every quarter, which is every 2 months. Some of y'all, you know how some of y'all ain't paying nothing but $800 a month for rent, $700 a month for rent, living with your folks. If you are paying your own junk, you still make enough off your own music to just be paying your own house or something. At least
So
1,500,
anybody
something
can
like that.
make that amount of money off of their music. So
Guess what,
like,
Jezebel? Guess what, Jezebel? I'm gonna tell you something that's about to blow your mind. So hold your hat down, right? You could do this right now. You as a artist that has never dropped a song could, let's go right through the process. You're an artist. You got maybe 5 songs that you wrote that you ready to start recording. First thing that we're gonna do is sign you up with ASCAP. I always say ASCAP, y'all, because I'm with ASCAP. Who ASCAP? But I'm gonna sign you up with ASCAP. That's $50. You know what I'm saying? Now, and I'm just like, don't nobody hit me up and say, nah, man, you're supposed to join ASCAP right now and publishing. I know that. I'm just trying to keep it simple. All right, we'll talk about publishing side another week. But I'm talking about how artists can make money off their music, start generating enough money to be able to afford that BMI 250 writers one time, or that $100 ASCAP, or the extra $50 on ASCAP, whatever. Y'all gotta just follow me out. But we would get you on ASCAP. We would register those 5 songs that you're about to record, that you're about to do. You know what I'm saying? Once you drop them, we will go ahead and give ASCAP your ISRC code so they can know now these songs are in stores and they are streaming, you know. And when we do that, now we getting you on shows. Boom, boom. I don't really care where it is. The only thing I want to know is,
So what if I only have one song?
perfect. That's even better because one song we can run it up. You know what I'm saying? One song we can run it up. Let me tell you how. Let me tell all y'all artists out here. This is how you get. This is how you can generate 10,000 streams a week. You know what I'm saying? Or at least 1,000 a day. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell y'all some crazy shit. But this is how you do it. You get one single. After you register that joint with ASCAP, now you hit the road. You know what I'm saying? And you start in your city because you ain't got you don't have no money. You're a new artist and you don't want to know somebody scam you like, what's your budget? Because you don't know. You just done doing this joint. You know what I'm
But
saying?
what if you have money and you ready to take this shit nationwide and you want to perform in all 50
Let me tell you
cities?
something. If you have money, you'll be a star in 6 months. If you don't have money, you'll be a star in a year.
Now, when you say star, do you just mean like a faint star or shining star?
The thing is, you have to ask yourself, what is a star? I
It's
mean,
just light.
even how many stars have you asked somebody, did you hear? And they say, I never heard of them. So the reality of things, I had to ask my artist because he said to me, he said, man, I want to be perfect. I said, why haven't you dropped a single yet? You've been signed out for 6 months with me. Why haven't you dropped a single yet? He said, I'm waiting for it to be perfect. And I asked him, I said, what is perfect? He said, man, I'm just trying to be perfect. I said, what is perfect? Who have you seen that's perfect? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, our realities change per person. Our perception of what a star changes per person. How many times have you said to a person, that guy is a star, and they have heard of that person? They say he ain't no damn star. You see what I'm saying? So the reality of it is, yes, the stardom is here, and that is shown in your resume when you show it to other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I talk to people, I don't talk to people like I'm struggling. You know what I'm saying? If anybody
Mhm.
talk to me, I'm a celebrity. Yeah, I've sat down in restaurants. Yes, I have sat down in restaurants and people have noticed me. Yes, I have walked into venues and people have bust out in freestyles for me thinking that I was going to sign them on the spot. You know what I'm saying? These are things that has really happened to me. You know what I'm saying? But when you accept your position and where you are in life, that's the only thing. When you feel like you the shit, you the shit. Ain't nothing gonna
But I
stop you.
think there's a thin line between arrogance and confidence.
It is a thin line, but that's called the resume. You see what I'm saying? It's only arrogance if you don't have the resume to back it up. It's confidence when you have the resume to back it up. I mean, if Floyd Mayweather say, "I'm gonna beat you," everybody like, this nigga's arrogant. His record says 50-0. So we're gonna be like, that nigga confident as hell that he can take. I'm pretty confident in him too. He's 50-0. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying? So like it's all perceptions. Everything in life, everything is perceptions. At this current juncture, we can control the perception because we can control what everyone see. No one is popping up on us anymore. There's no, there's no, there's no, let's go check on my buddy down the street and see how he living. You know what I'm saying? A friend of mine said, man, my homeboy got a Benz. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, damn, which one? He said, the big body joint, the S550. This is 3 months ago. You feel me? I'm like, damn, he doing it crazy.
I
So, you
want
know me, I
to train.
follow the nigga on Facebook. You feel me? I ain't know who he was. I follow him on Facebook and shit. I'm like, oh shit, I'm his Facebook friend now. Yeah, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Because of course it's a studio conversation. You know what I'm saying? We rappers. It's all rappers and shit. So
Right.
then last week I see a post, Mercedes for sale, and there's the pictures. You see what I'm saying? I'm like,
Why is
oh,
it sell so quick?
you didn't see the pictures. You know, you know what I'm saying? The Sixxcess game was crazy. You feel me? Like for me, it's like, yo, this nigga doing it like, cause like,
Hold on, wait.
yes,
Please don't tell me it's one of those situations where somebody has a Benz, but it's a 1952 Benz.
nah, it was like a 2005 maybe.
S550. And what year were you guys talking? This year?
This
Or
was
last?
last year, going into this year. So
So what's wrong with the car? Because it don't sound that old.
it ain't old, but it's fucked up. The
Oh.
shock's gone. It ain't got the original rims on it no more. It just looked like the homeboy had it, gave it to his girl, and she tried to bling it out. The paint job fucked up. It's just done.
Oh.
You feel me? But at the end of the day, like I said, we're in the era where we can control perception. Because when he initially told me this, I'm thinking, yo, he making power moves.
He got the S550 and
The big
shit.
daddy. And you know what? Like, listen,
Big
everybody out here can contest to this. Anytime one of your mans call you and tell you that what he got, no matter what year he say it is, the first thing you do is hit Google and find out how much it costs.
For real?
Yes. Everybody does that. You've never done that? One of your female things is different. If you're one of
I
your
don't
home,
like guys with I'd rather a guy with an old school than a guy with like a
nah, females got y'all got y'all different things. Y'all things like purses and things like that. And what is it, bags and shoes. That's y'all thing.
oh, you talk about when it comes to another female.
Oh
And she's
yeah.
like, I
It's
bought this new car and you're like, how much does it cost?
not even that. It's just like you trying to figure out how much of a come up did your friend just come off. And it's not a hating thing. It's a league thing. It's a class thing. You want to know that, damn, everybody I'm hanging with is driving business now. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh wow, everybody I'm hanging with got a house now. Everybody I hang with got their own apartment. You know what I'm saying? These are things that make you feel good. So if you all living with your mama and your man say, dog, I just moved into my apartment. The first thing you gonna do is start looking online, like, damn, how much one bedroom's running? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the natural nature of real connections with people. You know what I'm saying? No one wants to feel like they're the weak link of the crowd.
Like they're behind. Like they're not
Exactly.
caught up. You want to keep up with the Joneses.
Exactly. So that's what I be telling artists. Like I be seeing a lot of artists online getting approached by managers or approaching managers that they see or approaching producers or people of status that they think that they see, right? And they're like, how can I work with you? I really want to work with you, real live ball hugging, right? And then they always get shot down by that response, what's your budget? You know, and it's they always say the most dumbest shit behind, like, well, I be working, or I ain't really got it like that because I'm trying to take care of this. And listen, like, all that says, young, is you really are
Ever.
not taking care of your business. But I'm here to tell every artist right now, every artist, sign up for your ASCAP, for your BMI. First thing you want to do, you want to take every song, whether it's one song or 100 songs, and you want to register every last one of them songs. That's the title. That is the alternative titles. And when they ask you what an alternative title is, an alternative title is when you drop a song on every different store, whether it's Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, however you put it in that metadata, the store is always going to put the title of it on that store for their title. So if that song is, let's say, for instance, my song is Six Speed by Sixxcess, right? They're going to, Apple Music may send it in at 6 speed. Spotify may send it in at Sixxcess 6 speed. And Pandora may send it in at 6 speed by Sixxcess. So you have to make sure that all of those titles are registered. Because guess what? If you get paid for the 6 speed title, you won't get paid for the 6 speed by Sixxcess. Or you won't get paid for the Sixxcess 6 speed. because those are not titles that you register. You have to register all of your titles. Then you have to take all of your titles that you have, every last one of them, and you go into your on stage section or your BMI live section, and you create yourself what I like to call a set list. I like to call it a set list because that's what BMI and ASCAP calls it. It is
So
a
what if it's
button.
only one song on your set list?
That's fine. You just add it. You add it to that set list. You title that set list something nice and jazzy. And then once you do that, you hit the road. You perform. You, you perform. And nowadays, you don't even have to leave your house to perform because you got your Instagram. You can do live Instagram shows. You can do live Twitch shows. You can do live YouTube shows.
Shit,
It's so
fuck
much.
that. I'm going to Dallas.
You can do whatever. You can go wherever. But listen, you have to let ASCAP or BMI know that you was there. Because what they do is tally it all up and they start sending you a check. And then what you do is when you get your first ASCAP check or your first BMI check, don't go out and spend it on something crazy. If you haven't already signed a deal, and like I said, I don't shit on deals. If you want a deal, sign that motherfucker. I would. But if you haven't already signed a deal and signed away your publishing, create your publishing company. And I promise you, BMI is $250, ASCAP is $50, but it'll be the best investment that you ever spent because
So
now,
$300.
well, with BMI it's $250. With ASCAP, it's only $100 if you want to be a writer and a publisher.
Mm-hmm.
BMI, of course, writers is free. That's why a lot of people join BMI because it's free writers. You know, and a lot of people think that just because you join these things and you cool, that makes you legit. But just joining BMI, you know how many artists this week alone? I went into 4 artists' BMIs because that's what I do, guys. Any artists out there that need help with their BMI and figuring out why they're not making money or their ASCAP, you know what I'm saying? That's what I do. Inbox me, and I either take you through the steps with you, and we can do it over the FaceTime. We can do it over video chat. But I walk you through the steps, help you get everything registered, help you get all your shows caught up to date, and help you start bringing in your money. But we'll talk about that on another thing. Just inbox me about that. But what I'm saying is I went into 4 artists' BMIs this week.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the artists had BMI, signed up. All of them have added their bank information. But guess what? None of them had added any of their songs that they had out. And
Hold on, so you mean to tell me you can do all of that, and if you don't have your songs on there, you won't get paid?
correct.
Mm.
I mean, it's like I said, it's like getting a job and never going to clock in. Yeah, yeah, you work here. We ain't gonna fire you, but damn, nigga, you work. Do you do anything? Do you do anything, Tommy?
Did you
You know what I'm
clock
saying?
in?
Mind you, these things take you a minute at best. Now, artists have to understand if you're an artist that's been working for a very long time, let's say a year, 2 years, and you drop like 3 albums, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your first time on there, you're gonna spend a good hour or two because you have to get everything caught up. But if you're a brand new artist, it's gonna take you 5 minutes. 5 minutes, and that's a lifetime of you making sure that you're getting paid. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of artists ask me, "Yo," or they think I be capping when I tell them I live strictly off of royalties. I live strictly off royalties. You know, I mean, a lot of people think that shit is like a game, but between
It just
distribution,
sounds so unbelievable.
listen, like it sounded unbelievable to me too. Until listen, like, I was just a writer. I just had the writer side because my father was in the music business for like years now, like 30 years now. You know what I'm saying? And when I talked to him and I said, look, Pops, I want to be in the music industry, he pretty much was like this, ASCAP now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't even I didn't even know nothing about it. I just paid for it. Then it was $25. You know what I'm saying? For a lifetime. But he wasn't fucking around. You feel me? So for years, I just was one of those people like, all right, cool. I'm with ASCAP. And then, like I said, someone told me, what are you doing with it? You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have no songs registered. And then I registered some songs and I started making $1, right? And that was just
$1?
$1 and 11 cents. So I was like, I figured this shit out. You know what I'm saying? So then I was like, ho, but they said I'm supposed to get paid for my shows, and I know I didn't only get $1 for my shows. No, I had only got $1 because I had one stream on YouTube at the time. You feel me? One stream on YouTube, no streams on SoundCloud, no streams on nothing, no streams. Team, no streams. This was 2013. You know, actually, it was a real big laughing stock. All my friends called me No Views, right? So
No
cool.
views.
Yeah, they called me No Views. They was like, "Why you keep dropping this shit, boy? You be dropping." I was dropping a mixtape every month.
And they called you.
Yeah, because I was trying to I was like, I'm going to figure this out. You know what I'm saying? But I had a lot of music. So I registered all my music, and it was $1.11, right? So I called ASCAP because I was like, man, I'm about to leave because everybody was telling me they was making a lot of money with BMI, right? So I was like, I'm about to leave. I called and I told them, I said, look, I want to go to BMI because everyone's telling me they're making more money. And she said, well, let's go through your ASCAP. Let's see why you're not making no money. You know what I'm saying? And she said, where's your set list? I said, my set list?
What is
She said,
that?
yeah, you got over 50 songs in here, but no set list. I said, what's that? She said, well, this is the Performance Rights Organization. Ha, ha, ha. Performance. So, shows, set list. I say, all right, well, I usually at that time, like I told everybody, I was doing my own concerts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't like looking for people to join my shows and things like that. It was if other rappers wanted to open up or be a part of it, it was an open floor. But I was renting my own buildings and bringing in my own people. Didn't care if it was 10 people, 2 people. I was performing for one person. You know what I'm saying? I paid the bill to do it. It didn't matter, right? So I started registering my shows. My next check was maybe like a couple of $100. You know? So at that point I'm still like, yo, this ain't working. You know, like how is this gonna work? Then something magical happened. I started going on club tours. You know, I started DJing and now my streams are going up because I'm a DJ, because I'm doing these club tours and I'm in there. When I'm in there, I'm like, DJ, play my song. Play my Spotify link. You know, so I'm going ahead, play my Spotify. You know? And first thing they do, open up their Spotify, play it. They don't care if that you slide them 20, you slide them 50, they're gonna play the shit, right? If they like it, they're gonna play it a couple more times that night. And that's usually how it works if you give them the right track. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
End of the day, you're gonna register for a performer and you're gonna get a couple of streams. Now you do that a couple times a day, all day, every day, because everywhere you go is a performance. Everybody you speaking to, you performing for them. You letting them know like this is what I do. Shit, you rocking up house shows. You know what I'm saying?
But I come across a lot of artists that is not interested in performing.
Of course not, because listen, no one's
I gotta let
interested
my
in.
dog out. She acting up.
No one is interested in doing anything that does not seem to pay off. And if all the promoters in the city are hitting up the artists like $20 to perform, $50 to perform, $100 to perform, artists are going to lose the desire to want to perform. That's why Artists artists love to perform. If you hit that same artist that says they don't want to perform up, and you switch the role and you turn into a fan, and it's like, look, we've been watching your stuff. We want you to come out and do your show. This
They
just come
still
out.
gonna be like, "How much you paying me?"
No, they won't. They're gonna be like, oh, thank you. Someone may say how much you paying me, but at the end of the day, that the artists that understand the game and promoters that understand the game, what does it matter? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've come across some artists that I think are just shy, or maybe they're not confident enough in their music to
Yeah.
where they don't want to perform. So how do you get those artists out?
Well, like the thing about it is, it's all about egos. It's all about catering to egos. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes a lot, like in our business, right? We have to share artists' music. You know, we have to like expose them on the platform. There's been times that there's artists that, all right, let's say for instance, well, I wanted a few artists on my shows. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that we have a platform with the radio show and things like that. But me personally, I always try to offer them something more than just an opportunity, and also offer them feedback to where they feel like they wouldn't have got that feedback otherwise if they wouldn't have dealt with me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and the thing about it is, I always try to let artists understand that I'm not trying to gain exposure off of you. I'm trying to give you exposure
Exposure.
a part of what I'm doing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, a lot of promoters are thirsty, right? And that thirst really like trickles over. It's like, damn, it's like you walk into a show and you got an artist sitting there all night while you getting drunk and partying, and they like, yeah, I paid to perform. A lot of artists want to rap and roll. Why artists was rapping and rolling on Clubhouse? It's beyond me though.
Hold on, wait. Why do they do it? Period.
So listen, me personally, I used to rap and roll when I first started, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Eddie Kane, shout out Eddie Kane. Eddie Kane used to kirk on my ass. You feel me? Now, I started rapping and rolling when I was with Bruce Odoms and Martinis. It
Mm-hmm.
started for me, I'm not gonna lie. They let the rappers always rap last, right? That
Mm-hmm.
Martinis and Bruce Odoms, it was like karaoke was at Bruce Odoms, and Martinis was like an R&B night. But what had happened was it wasn't always R&B night. It was like an open mic situation,
Mm-hmm.
and a really big brawl had broken out.
Mm-hmm.
So they had shut down where it was no rappers, no more rappers, only R&B. But of course, everyone's heard my music. I don't make traditional rap music, so I kind of got the green light to still perform, but I had to pretty much always close out the show, right? And because of that little arrangement that I had, I used to rap and roll because I was there all night mingling and chilling. And I'm not about to stand out no parking lot that I know that they shooting and killing. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and roll before everybody hit the spot. Now with Bruce Odoms, I was more jealous of my car. At that time, I had a real bucket, and I didn't want nobody to see my car, so I tried to get out of there beforehand. So now I
People
do.
really do that?
Yes. Oh my God. Look, I had this raggedy ass car, man. Like it was a Lincoln. It was stinking Lincoln,
Oh
raggedy. I didn't want nobody to see it. Didn't have no AC, no heat. You know what I'm saying? And I parked it all the way up. Sometimes at the back of the when it was MSG. You know what I'm saying? I parked it all the way back at the back of the parking lot. You know. And when we went to Martinis, I parked it all the way on the other side up by the 7-Eleven. So I ain't want nobody to see it.
But I'm talking about those artists that come in at the beginning and then rap and roll, like not come in mingle. I'm talking about like at a typical
It's that
showcase.
scary shit. It's that scary shit. I think artists are more scary, but at the end of the day, I met one artist, and I ain't gonna say his name, but he was so damn cocky. And it was like,
Dude, Can I get the name? Look, I'm nosy as shit. Nah, go ahead.
Now I'm not gonna say his name, not in the air, not in the air. But I don't want to give him no clout. But where he was so cocky, he always asked, could he open up and then roll after he rapped. And afterwards, I stopped asking them to come in because I'm like, for one, unless you're doing, even if you're doing concerts and shit like that, you can't structure it really when you know an artist is gonna leave. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like if you dope enough and if there's an opportunity, someone might want to see you again. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been in a show that I had to do, and I had Atlantic Records in there, and there was an artist that went up and they wanted to see him again. His ass is already gone. Didn't give me none. Didn't mind me none. I was like, hey, I went around and I was like, hey, you try to hit the stage right now? You know what I'm saying? Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's like, all right, I'm not a attention stealer. I'm an attention junkie though. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna steal someone else's thunder. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to put everybody in position. I'm like, look, I'm more so if you make it from one of my events or if you make it from one of my ventures, you ain't got no choice but to say Sixxcess helped or Sixxcess was there or the whole world gonna see it anyway. So at the end of the day, I'd rather be a part of that come up than the come up of trying to milk them for everything they got, right? So
Right.
like when the artists are very shy and very scared, the industry has already somewhere along the line hurt them. Or their music is very personal where they need settings that are not more about lining the pocket, but more about lining the artist's career. It may
Mm.
only be 10, 20 people in there. You know, you might want to, it may have to be an intimate setting. You know, those are the artists that you might want to take the listening parties. Like I got a small little listening party at my house, come perform at my cookout. You know,
Yeah.
things like that. A lot like I
Can you get
performed,
paid for something like that?
yeah. I would
How?
look, remember when Five Links first got popping?
You said where?
Five Links. That that
Uh-huh.
that that phone thing they was trying to do.
Yeah.
So they did a cookout and they were looking for artists. I was one of the artists that performed at their cookout.
Hmm.
Pulled up. It was a big ass mansion. We performed in the basement of this guy's house, right? For a few of
Okay.
his friends. It wasn't no more than 30 of them there, you know?
Okay.
And they didn't even have microphones. They
Mhm.
were just like, just do your thing, man.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And my brother, he was supposed to perform with me. He said, I'm not doing this shit with no microphone.
I was going to ask you, does your twin do music too?
No, my twin don't do music at all. You know what I'm saying? My twin doesn't have a musical bone in his body.
Hmm.
But so funny story is my twin calls me usually and says, can you write me a song about this? And that's how a lot of my songs have been written, you know.
Hmm.
The song Knights is actually written for his football team called the DMV Knights,
Oh,
you
okay.
know. So that's how that song came about. Bait
Hmm.
actually was his idea to write that song, and then we see how that ended up. You know, so now like my twin doesn't do any music, but my other brother Willie, which is Chiller, he does do music.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
and he literally said, "No, I'm not performing with no mics. Fuck this." You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I stood up that thing and I performed like it was a spoken word. You know what I'm saying? But my music was going
You
crazy.
was
But
ready.
I didn't have no mic. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
it didn't matter to me none because I got finished performing. I got paid.
Right.
You know, everyone that didn't perform, they didn't get paid. I
Hmm.
mean, a lot of the artists that was there, it was about 5 or 6 artists there. A lot of them, I think it was only me and another guy that was like, fuck it, we'll do it with no mics. But he did it after he saw me do it with no mic. I'm like, fuck it, I go fucking do it. Let's do it. Let's get it done.
Mm.
I mean, like, sometimes, like, it's about the grind. You know what I'm saying? And I performed at spots when there was no one there, and I performed on the monument when there was tens and 20,000 people there.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Right, standing right in front of the goddamn pencil, the tall ass pencil in the middle of the damn DC.
I have a question for you. So, being as though you relocated and you've traveled some bit, you've been around Success. Um, What advantages do you see other places that you, or opportunities that you see other places that you don't feel the DMV offers?
All right, so honestly, the DMV does not offer. The only thing the DMV does not offer is access to outlets. You know, um, and the outlets that are in the DMV are not spoken. They're not speaking up, and they have a false perception of what the market is outside of the DMV. Now, case in point, down here in Atlanta, they have they're using this camera called the red camera,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, in DMV, there was a videographer that was sending out, I got the red camera, I'm shooting videos for $700 and
The
up.
red camera.
Yes, that's what he
Mm-hmm.
said. He sent out the memo. I just bought a red camera. I'm shooting videos for $700 and up. I said $700. Damn, these videos look sweet though. You feel me? But let
Mm-hmm.
me tell you, in Atlanta, these these videographers are walking around with the same camera, and they're like, "I'm doing your videos, $100, $200." You see what I'm saying? Now, let me tell you the difference between the Atlanta videographers and the videographers in the DMV. The videographers in the DMV, when you hit them up, they at work. They they can't do it until Friday, or they can't do it until 8 o'clock tonight when they get off. Right? When you hit these producers down here in Atlanta, they ready. When you hit these videographers down here in Atlanta, they ready. You see what I'm saying? So imagine how it takes them an hour to shoot a video. They just made $100 an hour. You know, it takes them a couple of weeks to edit it, but they don't care because their clients are not on that level. They understand what's going on when the video is ready. Plus, if you got $100 video, you getting $100 editing job. Now, even though it's going to, now I understand it's going to look tight because the camera is doing all the work. But now this dude, he's usually like not really transitioning. It's not like you in the warehouse and you got flying around and floating, right? And usually when I say $100 video, I'm not saying $100 editing. I'm not saying as far as the videographer job. I'm saying usually the artist is just standing in there with the air guns. You know what I'm saying? And one scene not really doing a lot, so they don't care. So it's just making sure that it's on point. Put a few effects on it, send it back to the artist. Right now, these videographers are doing this 3-4 times a day, 5 times a day, sometimes 6. They done made $600 while the artist at DMV or while the videographer in the DMV is still scheduling it and at work. No, and that's what I'm saying. Like the outlets to work together in the DMV are not there. Like there's no one thing I think the DMV lacks is passion. You know what I'm saying? And like here, everyone is passionate. You know what I'm saying? In New York, everyone is passionate. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when I got here, like when I was coming here as a visitor, I was saying it was like different because they always treat you like a star. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you got to make sure Sixxcess, you got the best weed when you here. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure that you're in the VIP when you here. We got to make sure that you front line when you walk through. You don't stand in line. You know what I'm saying? Now living here, I see that it's a difference. Like no longer, I mean, yeah, when I go out to the clubs, they still, if I go with my same circle, they still treat me like a VIP. But when I'm on the trying to make it scene, you see the hunger is a lot different. Like these artists down here, they they still the same artists that's gonna hate on you and not tell you that your shit popping. They still not gonna tell you that you was lit. You know what I'm saying? They still not gonna come and ask you where can they find that song after you perform.
Mm-hmm.
But the passion, everybody, it's not like a hating thing. Niggas are looking, niggas are standing
Uh-huh.
there looking at this shit. But it's the outlet and the passion. Like everybody has one. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna find a videographer or you're not gonna find a producer that's making beats because he wants to make money. He's making beats
Right.
because he loves making
Making
beats.
beats.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like he ain't see a hustle in it. It ain't a nigga like rapping because he see a hustle in it. Like he rapping all the time. You know what I'm saying? He loves that shit. And the DMV is too much. I'm doing it because I see the hustle in it.
But you know what? That's another thing that irritates me, and I ain't even really want to speak on it, but I'm about to go ahead and speak on it. There's a lot of people in DMV that call themselves influencers or moderators, but they really dick riders. Like, you claim you're in this to help the artist, but you're either A, exploiting the artist, we the party ENT. Two, just riding the artist that already got clout. Like, if you really in this for the DMV and you really trying to bring the DMV up, you shouldn't limit yourself. Oh, this person has 1,000 followers, but their music is spanking though. Their music like that, but because they don't have a following, you're not going to help them push their shit. Meanwhile, No Savage is signed, 3-0 is signed, Rico is signed, but y'all still dick riding. You know
Let me
what I'm
tell
saying?
you
Like,
what's hilarious. And I know exactly what you're saying, right? I booked this artist named Gold Rope Mo, right? And I never forget the nigga name because I felt so bad how I did my man what happened. You feel me? It was really bad. But look, dude got about 50 followers. You feel me? And I booked him for the show, and I was like, he was all like, "Oh, bruh, thank you booking me. I promise you I'm gonna pack the bitch out." You feel me? And I'm like, okay, bruh. You feel me?
You got 50 followers.
I'm like, okay, bruh. I promise you, I had Don Julio. I had on the same show, I had Don Julio. I had a couple of other names in the city, right? I'm not gonna keep name dropping them because I want to talk about Gold Rope Up. But he had at least fucking 40, probably everybody on his friend list in that motherfucker.
That's some real shit though.
Like on some real shit. This nigga had like he kept like every time I was like, "You ready?" He's like, "No, I got 5 more people coming. Just wait. I'm just waiting for me. I got 5 more people coming." You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you looking like
I was like, damn. I'm like, bruh. All right, you know what I'm saying? We ended up getting shut down and shit because we ended up getting shut down a little early. You know what I'm saying? But he ended up getting to perform. But he real live had all these motherfuckers there. So I invited him back. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nigga, you gotta come back. I said, nigga, no, you don't gotta pay nothing. You don't gotta pay shit. You just
bring your ass and you
on the show. You know what I'm saying?
That was one of the things that, like, you know, sometimes like I see that's going on, and it's like a lot of people, it's like you see the outlet here, and a lot of people are exploiting artists. And I'm not saying that you should not get paid for helping people, but when I see people blatantly just, I know about the money because you talking shit about the artist to me. Like,
what's scary is they're using the term manager. That's what's scary.
Yeah.
And I heard the name drop. I heard that. I heard what you did there. And I'll raise you one. And there's definitely a group and a promoter going around that's claiming to be managing artists and a record label. And he definitely needs to stop it. Like, you can't do this thing. Nah, y'all, like, for real, Jezebel, because I feel you on that, Yang. And I've been wanting to talk about that for a minute now, but these people are like friends of mine. But she's right, y'all. Y'all are calling yourselves managers. You call yourselves record labels, and you don't have your own pub.
No,
you don't have your own distribution. Listen, distributing your fucking artist through United Masters is very trifling. It's trifling.
What do you mean distributing? Like, what? Hold on, wait, because what do you mean distributing your artists through? Because I see people. What I've seen from, I'm thinking it's the same situation. Is this in particular entity using their artists to still open doors for them? But What do you mean using? What do you mean when you say that? It's trifling.
Y'all. Listen. If you are a distribution company, if you are a record label and you're creating yourself as an entity that you're about to be putting on artists and taking yourself worldwide, you can't be using free platforms to do so. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, what that says is, you don't understand where to put the money at your own self. You don't understand where to put the real live business at. Like, I ask a lot of artists, I ask a lot of these record labels, you know what I'm saying? Do you got your, who y'all registered with? Who y'all with? A lot of them say BMI. All of them say BMI. And then they think that I don't know the game. They think that I'm not in the business, right? I'm like, well, what's your publishing company name? But you can't research it. They don't think I can look. I got an iPhone, y'all. I got an iPhone. I fucking researched this shit as soon as you say it.
Yeah.
Look, let me tell you about this artist, and I'm gonna get back on this subject. This artist comes to the studio and says to me, I got 800,000 streams on my platform. I said, you got 800,000 streams on your platform? He a damn lie, y'all. He ain't got 90,000. I'm like, bro, I got an iPhone, y'all. I stay on it all day long. That's all day long. You know what I'm saying? So when I see record labels popping up, you know what I'm saying? Cause like, look, like I'm the president of G-Dog Productions, and my pops, like I said, has had this label structured before I even got on board. And when he handed me the keys to the car, right? Because that's when he made me president in 2010, right? He handed me the keys to the car. He said, this is $1 million company. You feel me? Now, just like anybody, when your father say something to you, you just think your father just talking and boosting you up and telling you, you know what I'm saying, and trying to encourage you, right? Because that's what pops do. But no, my pops gave me a fucking $1 million company. You know what I'm saying? And when you don't understand, just like any company, if you don't understand what to do with it, you're gonna make nothing. So when people are starting fresh companies and they're like, I hear a lot of people say, oh, I'm getting my LLC and then I'm about to be, you know, doing this and doing that. I'm like, do you got your sole proprietorship? Whoa.
Well, it depends on what you actually, it depends on what market you're in and where you're trying to take care of.
Yeah, but my thing is this, steps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Baby steps. The small things to get there. I'm like, a lot of people want to jump the gun. Before, you know what I'm saying? Like they want to jump the gun. One of my friends said, I'm a producer and I'm sending you some beats. I said, all right, you sending me some lyrics and shit too, some concepts? He said, nah, I don't do that part. I said, why the fuck you call yourself the producer? I said, you got a studio for me or something? You got a studio? You pay for studio time? Nah. You can record at your house. Then why the fuck are you calling yourself the producer? I said, what are you producing? He said, I'm giving you the beat. I said, well, that's all you're doing. You're a beat maker. So that's called the composer, my brother. I said, I don't want
your title.
I said, I don't want to disrespect you, but unless you're about to come in the studio with me, unless you're about to get up out of your bed and do something on this track with me, you can't produce for me. I'm like, man, we put in real hours in the studio. I'm like, I'm the type of person, when I get in the studio, I'm in the studio early in the morning and I leave late at night. When I'm working on an album, I'm probably my wife's biggest enemy. Because sometimes I leave out that house 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and it'd be 1, 2 o'clock in the morning before I'm coming back in there. And sometimes that's all creative. You know, and sometimes I bust out 5, 6 songs. Sometimes I just do one song and perfecting it and mixing it and mastering it. But at the end of the day, exactly the actual artist that takes them out of the crab in the barrel. Yes. And DMV has all the hub. It's like DMV has always been the hub for talent. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the reality of the situation that happens within the city, there's a lot of people that are not willing to get credits, but use their influence to take over everything and not make it accessible. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what happens. No access. There's a lot of shows. There's a lot of shows that artists can't perform at unless the very cheap shows. You realize them shows have like 150 artists, 200 artists in there, and artists sometimes don't get to perform. The
Mm-hmm.
very expensive shows are catered to artists who think they have a following, and it's really you just bought a bottle. I mean, you don't have a following. You just bought a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like everyone's so drunk by the time you go on. So whatever, you know. And this whole idea, everybody wants to be signed, and really, honestly, it's not even signed anymore. Because when you sign to an entity that does not have a label or name or any type of reputation, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I love some of these guys as people, so I don't really want to like shit on them. But I'm like, when you
Tell me more.
that is a major hustle when you're able to get people to sign to you without any proof, any barriers. There's artists walking around right now.
Stories though. That's how
There's
they get
art,
on the sign.
there's artists walking around right now telling me they signed with 2 monthly listeners. 2 monthly listeners.
I mean,
And
but somebody had confidence in them.
man, guess what? Yeah. No, they didn't.
They
Nah,
robbing
listen.
your
Just
ass.
because every artist out here, listen to me. Just because someone put your name on a piece of paper does not mean they had confidence in you. No, no, it's not confidence in you. It's not. It's lack of confidence in themselves. If they didn't make you prove yourself or prove your worth before putting your name on a piece of paper, and don't think that you spit bars. They 750,000 songs, 15,000 artists. DistroKid claims to own 2 million artists. So, how many artists do you think there are in the world that can spit? And I hate the saying you have to do something to stand out because y'all do know what that saying means. And everybody be like trying to go in the booth, change your rap style. They go in the booth and try to change their style up and what they look like. And be yourself. If you
Yeah.
feel good, how you feel good, how you look, be yourself. Like if you want to do wild shit, be wild. If you want to have fun. Because guess what? When they're telling you do something different to stand out, it's not about your music. They're not talking about your music. I'm sorry, guys. They're talking about your money that you make from the game. They're talking about the status that you can accrue in this game. Because that same person that would tell you that your bars is trash, if you rap those same bars in a full bar, he's going to be the one telling you that show is lit. And it's been a lot of people that have sat up there and said that people wasn't right. Drake was told he wasn't right. Y'all love him. Jay-Z didn't get a deal until he weaseled his
I
way
mean,
into
Jay-Z
this.
still ain't all that. I mean, come on now.
Yeah,
None of my
but they love him. You know, Michael Jackson,
move.
Michael Jordan. You know, all these people have been shitted on. But guess what? It means nothing. Like we have to change in our mind as people what perfection is. We have to change in our mind what our level of success and how we can make it and how we can't make it. We have to stop thinking about what's the easy way and the shortcut because I promise you, signing with these labels and putting your name on these contracts, I knew a fire artist. My man Anonymous was dope as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And he was stuck on a contract with a label that he signed with for no reason. And you know how that contract ended? With a fight in the middle of the club with his label. And it was the most embarrassing but yet funniest thing I've ever seen. Because he came to me and he said, yo, Sixxcess. I said, what's up? He said, guess what I'm about to do tonight? I said, what? He said, I'm about to drop a new song. I said, that's what's up. He said, nah, it's not what's up. I said, why that? I got the label here tonight. They come to see me. I said, oh, that's what's up. Nah, it's not what's up. I'm doing a diss song about him. I said, about your own label? Oh, shit. I said, when you go on? You know what I'm saying? When you going on? He said, in a little bit. I said, well, shit, let me roll this blunt. You feel me? And went in there and he stood up that joint and his lyrics. He started off with the first off, fuck the label. They bum rushed the stage and started wrecking like a motherfucker, boy. That shit was awesome. 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 So I say to y'all, don't be that guy, yo. Don't sign with these labels. I mean, like, if you already signed with them, sign with them. If you already signed with them, sign with them. But do your thing. But all y'all other artists out there, y'all, wait. Just wait. Get your ass capped. And when you start performing and registering your shows and registering everything right, like I said, if you need help, inbox me. But do that.
You said they rushed this day. He was like, nah, that's not a.
Oh,
nah,
yeah.
that's
Oh,
not
that was a brawl. It was a brawl. It was a brawl. It was a brawl. And I was like, damn. And it was, and like, yeah, that was one of them good ones. So
what you smoking on?
So I got my hands on. I had Chocolado last week. Today he said he gave me some lemon kush, but I'm gonna go ahead and call bullshit on that one. You know, I don't think it's lemon kush at all. But what I am gonna say, y'all, is that I think that happy days are gonna be coming up on us soon. Somebody asked me about the rapper weed here in Atlanta, and I said the rapper weed will be gone until November.
Yeah.
So I'm just smoking on, you know, like we smoking on down here, like in Atlanta. We just get our hands on what we can get on. But I got some lemon kush today. That's what he told me it was. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't smoked the whole day. I had to put it out. My eyes been low, feeling real good. But yeah,
Well,
man.
lucky you. Okay, because I got a delivery, but I should have known something was wrong because the delivery guy was too excited to deliver. I live all the way on the other side of town. And since I've been back from Atlanta, I'm kind of quarantining and social distancing, so I'm not leaving out the house. Tell me why. All right, so the OG I expected to be some okay, right? But he had the nerve to tell me that this was some fucking motor breath. Now, not only is the motor breath dried the fuck out and crushes to dust, okay, but I mean, damn. Look at my eye. Oh, I look sober as
I
shit.
didn't know that you. I didn't know you smoked. Oh man, that's
Right, like I'm highly upset, and then he $30. I should have known by the price.
You said motor.
$30.
You said motor breath.
That's what he said it was.
Yeah, I don't like lamb's breath. I don't like sheep's breath, peanut butter breath. I don't
I like
like
peanut
this.
butter bread.
Nope. I don't
It's
like
strong.
none of the. I don't like none of the breaths. Let me tell you. Do you know that Bob Marley's favorite strand was lamb's breath?
Never had it.
So of course, I had to go on a quest for lamb's breath. I even was so heavy for this strand that when I went to Jamaica, I asked for a tour guide to it. And he took me to what he called lamb's breath. And I think that he just was blowing me some hot breath.
Yeah, because they got bush out there.
But then I got some from Cali. And I
Was
said
it
to
good?
myself, nope. I said, Bob Marley, I smoke better than Bob Marley.
I mean, but you got to realize he seemed like a sativa smoker, not an indica smoker.
Now, Bob Marley is a Jamaican smoker, and they smoke Huff in Jamaica. So,
high five,
yeah,
air high five.
he's a Reggie smoker. So I know right now. Listen, like, all right, so these are people that I want to do a smoke off with. I want to do a smoke off with Snoop,
Wiz,
Wiz, Willie Nelson, and Cheech and
Devin.
Chong.
I want to smoke with Devin too.
Devin the Dude.
Yeah.
I see, like, I don't want to smoke with him or Corrupt. Or, I don't want to smoke with him or Corrupt or Exhibit.
Why
Those
not?
3 people strike me as Jayhoggers. They strike me as the type of people that
They
will
just hold on to the
smoke up
motherfucker.
all the weed and don't never pass it. So, I believe that Devin the Dude would hit me with a line like, "We don't pass around here, shawty." And I'd be looking at Devin like, "But I thought this was a session." And he passed me a tray with a bunch of weed on it and be like, "Yeah, roll your own." Now, Corrupt.
He said Corrupt or Exhibit.
After seeing Corrupt smoke and get down on Celebrity Boot Camp, rehab, I won't be I don't want to partake with Corrupt at all.
I didn't see it. What happened?
He is a straight up head and an alcoholic. So I'm good with him. And Exhibit likes to waste weed. I watch him smoke on his page and he wastes it. He's one of those people that doesn't even inhale it. He just lets it hit his aura. I think he smokes weed to say, "I smoke weed." So those are people on my list that I do not want to be in a session with. Seth Rogen, I would smoke with Seth Rogen, but I would make him roll me one of those special ones he rolled on Pineapple Express. It would have to look like something.
He's one of my favorites. I ain't even gonna lie, I love Seth. I love me some Seth. Go ahead, Ginger.
Like, besides Willie Nelson, it ain't really too many white people I want to smoke with. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm afraid that, like, after you hit the J, they're gonna do too much and pull out the coat.
No, when I was in college in West Virginia, shout out Morgan. His first name was Morgan, last name was Morgan. I'm talking about one of the coolest white guys I've ever met. Had a bone taller than me, used to get me stoned. I'm talking about my ears used to be on fucking fire smoking with his ass. So yeah, white people, I love smoking with their ass. Like, one thing about them motherfuckers get the goods.
I'm scared of smoking with white people because they always pull out the bong, and after they pull out the bong, they always pull out the white stuff. I was smoking with some of my white friends back in 2014. They had a house full of them, right? And they started pulling out I need that crucifix. They pulled out the white stuff. And I said, "What is that?" They said, "Special K." I said, "No, I'm Special K." What is that?
What's Special K?
It was I don't know shit. I didn't Google it. I just knew that it wasn't for black people. I just knew it wasn't for me.
I don't know. I mean, I've been around more black people pulling that shit out than white, so
man, I ain't gonna
maybe
talk about it.
I
went to one studio. I went to one studio, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, and this gonna be my last story. Y'all realize I'm a little we going crazy right now.
Thank y'all for staying tuned.
But this is my last story. I walk into the studio. I was meeting with these other artists, right? And I say this is, do not ever go to a studio session with someone who doesn't have pictures on their page, right? So I go to the studio session, and I'm like, okay, where's the guy that I met on Facebook? You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, never seen him, so this is already scary. But in my mind, I'm like, what's the worst that can happen? Right? So I go to the studio, and I walk in there, there's already someone in the studio, right? So now I'm like, okay, bet. This got to be him because he invited me to the studio. It's him, he's black, and his friend, he's white. So now I'm sitting there like, okay, can I roll up? You feel me? They like, sure, be free. I'm rolling up.
Be free.
I look over, his nose in the air. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ho, what's that? He said, you want some? I say, nah, I'ma just hit this J, but please don't do that. please don't bring that over here. So
Tell you. Go ahead.
No, they didn't tell me at all. So I'm rolling my weed, they playing the beats. I'm like, okay, these beats fire. Then here come another guy, where the weed at? I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck is going on? There's another white guy sitting beside me now. He's doing it again. I'm like, oh shit, yo, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck,
What the fuck is it? He probably had nose drips because I think you
he had a piece of paper. He had a piece of paper folded in like a little fake airplane. It had the coke on it, and he was pushing it down his nose, man, getting high as fuck beside me. So I'm like, all right, this white people shit. You know what I'm saying? This white people shit. So now that I hear the voice come down the stairs, where the weed at? I'm like, all right, finally, some more black people in here, right? I'm like, shit, I'm rolling up. So then the craziest thing happened. The white dude passed the shit to the black dude. And then he
passed what?
The coke. The coke.
He so don't do coke like I've never seen nobody do coke like that.
Me neither. Everybody
I see they be like in a corner and shit.
Yeah, that's how the black dudes do it. That's how the black dude did it. The black dude was cool as shit. He's like a boss, right? So now this is what I do. I say, oh
time
shit.
to go.
I say, oh shit. The wife said I need to come home. Y'all, the beats are great, guys. Love the beats. Love them. Love the beats. I gotta go though. My wife's hitting me up. So I didn't even hit my blunt, young.
You just rolled the fuck out.
I didn't even hit my blunt, young. And this is why I tell all artists, don't meet with people on Facebook that don't have profile pics. So at this time, I know y'all done flipped off them ashes. I know y'all done probably rolled up your second J listening to me and Jezebel talk all day.
Thank y'all.
If you've been on Clubhouse or anything this week, this is all they do on Clubhouse. Hey, y'all, maybe we should start a Boss Biz radio Clubhouse where y'all can come in and talk shit to us. What y'all think? If y'all like that idea, leave a comment. We might get that started back.
We could do a whole truth too.
Yeah, we could go crazy on Clubhouse. And as a matter of fact, hey, y'all, if you got an iPhone, send me and Jezebel your names. We can't send y'all any invites. I used all mine because I thugged out.
Well, I got some, so I haven't been really giving mine. I've given out like maybe one or two.
Well, look at you making me sound like some whore out here just giving all my invites away.
Yes, y'all try and get on Clubhouse. Check in with me. Make sure you DM me. I got a couple of invites that I can send out.
Yeah.
Also, Sixxcess. Whenever you want to start that, I think that'll be fun. Like,
yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get that started this week. We're gonna go crazy. So like, just start getting crazy. Like, see people talking about.
It won't be classroom vibes. Like, it won't be. I swear. We're going to let people talk. We're not just going to shun you because we have the green light around us. Like, no.
We're not going to be yelling, mute your mic. We're not going to be yelling, mute your mic. But we're not going to be yelling RTP. but what I am going to do, I want to hear what y'all want to talk about, and we're going to talk about it on the show. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, yeah, man. Flip those ashes. Get those roaches. Put them out. And hit me up and let me know where y'all got some good gas, man. It's been another good Monday, Jezebel.
He said Wendy Williams, that's girl. Hey, I want to thank everybody that tuned in with us today, that stayed, you know what I'm saying, that came through, whether you stayed on, you left and came back. Hey, Sixxcess, I want to thank you so much. I'm just in a thankful mood. I want to thank you as well. Everybody that supports us, I just want to let y'all know we appreciate you. And so all y'all men out there, all y'all little people out there that's exploiting artists, I see you. Stop what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't doing it for the right reasons, then don't do it at all.
Man, and artist, she said it better than anybody ever could have said it, y'all. Said it better than anybody ever could have said it. So y'all already know, it's Monday. You just finished a session with Rolling with Sixxcess, Jezebel the Truth, and we out.
Ow. Bye, y'all. Thank y'all.